today and talking about 8 things that you must do to build the love, influence, and legacy that you will be proud of. These 8 things are things that becomes a part of your life. They become a lifestyle. They become who you are as a person. Some time ago, I had a conversation with a client of mine, and what she said is what prompted what I want to talk about today. She said to me, "Seymour, you know what scares me? Waking up in 2026 and realizing the year has slipped by and nothing in my life really changed." Now, some of those things are simple. Some of them will stretch you. But I want you to realize that this is the blueprints that you need to start to put your best self out there and start creating the life that you want. First category is love and relationship, because who you date or marry shapes who you become. The second is influence and presence. And this is because how you show up determines how far you go. And finally, legacy and wealth, because you can't build the future worth having without the discipline to sustain it. Number 1, raise your standard in love. It's important that you stop wasting your time with people that drain you. I know that a lot of high-achieving men or women who are single are looking for a relationship, and you're saying to yourself, maybe I should hold on to this person. I don't have any other person available, so let me hold on to this person. However, you can see that that person that you're holding on to is not what you desire for. It's important for you to know that you cannot attract what you want. You cannot find the partner that you desire for yourself by holding on to the ones that are not working or the ones that are not giving you the life that you desire. And unless you let those ones go, that's the only time you can create space for the right person to come into your life. So it's important that you start to ask yourself, who am I holding on to that doesn't meet the level and standard and value that I've built in myself? For you to attract the right person, you have to learn how to vet people, not by potential, but by patterns. Are they consistent? Is their character aligned with what they say they are? When you raise your standard in love and you start to vet people based on patterns, you would stop falling in love with maybes or someday. What you start doing is looking at what they do consistently. That's how you identify who fits into your life and who needs to go. Number 2, learn the power of communication. One conversation can either kill attraction or create lifelong connections. It's important for you to realize that the way you speak is currency. Communication is your ability to project the best version of yourself. How you speak, not only to people, how you speak to yourself, because how you speak to yourself is a reflection of how you speak to others. When you work on your communication and start to speak effectively, not only do you communicate clearly, you are more able to influence people positively. Communication skill is one of the things that stands you out, whether it's in a relationship, in your work, in your life in general. Your ability to communicate, your ability to express yourself in a clear and concise manner stands you out. It creates closeness rather than confusion. You are able to communicate your boundaries, your visions, your goals, your standards effortlessly. Number 3, audit your circle. Your friends, your mentor, and even your dates predicts your future. Ask yourself, does my circle sharpen me or shrink me? You might not realize it, but the circle you belong to, the friends you have, they have the ability to either lift you up or bring you down. The same applies to who you date. The person you date or choose to marry has the power to pull you up or bring you down. So ask yourself, what kind of people am I associating myself with? It's important for you to know that if your circle isn't stretching you, they're shrinking you. Now that we have the love and relationship category all set, let's move to the second category, influence and presence. First thing here is for you to upgrade your image. The way you dress, the way you present yourself is speaking before you open your mouth. People judge you based on how you present yourself, how you dress, how you carry yourself. And if your outfits does not tell them the right things about you, they will make their own judgments. And that's why I say a lot to intentional men and women, always dress like it's currency. Because your reputation, your principle, your standard is all based on how you present yourself. When you dress less than yourself and you are a very talented person, both of them doesn't align. So remember, don't let the way you dress whisper to people when it actually should be commanding the room. Build your voice as currency. Every room you walk into is a stage. So your tone, articulation, and words can actually buy you respect or cost you the very opportunity that you deserve. It's important for you to learn how to use your voice because your voice also equates your reputation. Your voice helps you to monetize your reputation because when you speak effectively, when you speak confidently, your name enters rooms even before you do. You know why? Because when people can trust you, they pay you. So use your voice to start to build your reputation in every room you enter, and with everyone you meet, in rooms that you haven't even entered yet. Host power dinners. One of the things I tell my clients is this: don't just focus on building your career. Don't focus on building your business. Focus on building and curating a power dinner. Why is this? One intentional dinner table can change your network forever. I've come to realize that deals, dates, and legacies are not built in boardrooms. They're not built in corporate environments. They're built over a table filled with food, drinks, and a lot of conversations going amongst the elites and legacy level people. And if you want to build legacy level influence, you need to learn how to start hosting power dinners where you curate like minds together. You bring these people together over a meal and conversations are going on. That's where deals are sealed. That's where networks are built. That's where connections happen. So a lot of amazing things happen when you host power dinners. Besides, not only do you host these power dinners and build powerful relationship, you become a connector. Because when you're the one hosting, you are the one bringing like minds to the table. You are the one bringing people and connecting them to each other. Now, this is not only for relationships. Hosting a power dinner also helps your business, your career, your growth as a person. Don't focus on building only your career or your business. Also take time to curate tables where like minds can gather together and have interesting and meaningful conversations, because a lot of things happen on a table filled with food, drinks, and powerful conversations. Now we are at the third category, and the first thing on the third category is for you to design your identity. Who you are today isn't fixed. Reinventing yourself isn't fake. It's discipline. Because identity is the architecture of your legacy. When you work on yourself, you start to rebuild yourself. You start to reinvent yourself. That is you realizing that there's a need for you to grow. There's a need for you to move through the journey of life and build yourself in the process. That will help you project the best version of yourself. And reinventing yourself is where it starts. But when you say to yourself, I'm trying, if they don't accept me this way, then there's nothing I can do. Absolutely not. Because the person you are today isn't what got you to where you are. You had to work on that person continuously on a daily basis to get to where you are. And where you are going to requires another version of you. If you want to become a legacy level man or woman who has legacy level influence, you have to start to shift your identity, start to work on yourself, start to learn skills that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. You to commit to consistency. Wealth, love, influence all come from consistency. They don't come from doing something once and letting it go. It comes from doing it continuously, putting it into practice, making it your lifestyle. Because when you do it on a daily basis, it becomes your lifestyle. It becomes a part of you. It becomes your standard. It becomes your story. So if you say, I want to attract this kind of relationship, or I want to have this kind of life, you have to make a conscious effort to live it every single day. Pick up habits and routines that guides you through the path to get to where you want to be. These 8 things are things that becomes a part of your life. They become a lifestyle. They become who you are as a person. And when you pay attention to these things and start to work on it, not only are you building the life that you want, you're building the peace that you deserve. If this hits home, then hit subscribe and share it with someone who is also building for 2026.